everyone. It's getting rather late. It's been a long day. Today we'll tell you about Vispera and the value we create. Vispera is a computer vision and machine learning company providing services, highly innovative services for retail execution and tracking. If we look at some of the problems in retail, the biggest pain points are out of stock, planogram compliance, and shelf share determination. Out of stock means the product is not on the shelf, which of course leads directly to sales loss, because if you cannot find an item, you can't sell it. That's a $1.75 trillion problem worldwide, actually. And in addition to this direct loss of sales, there's indirect loss, which might even be more important in the long run. About 1/4 of the customers buy another brand, and about 1/3 of the customers go to a different market to buy their products. Another huge problem is planogram compliance. Planogram means how the products are laid out on the shelf. So if you properly employ planogram, if you properly comply with planogram, there's actually a lot of significant increase in sales and significant increase in profit. So every year, there's about $10 to $15 billion opportunity loss in sales due to improper compliance. That's really a huge amount of loss. And finally, shelf share is very important to all the FMCG companies because it directly correlates with profitability, but they can't really keep track of their desired shelf levels. For example, recently we asked a customer in the toothpaste category what their shelf share was in Israel, and they said 40%. And we provided the data to them, it was actually 5%. So it's really a huge loss. Now, conventional methods of how to do this auditing is either every company deploys hundreds of field agents to do these operations manually, or they outsource to third-party auditors like Nielsen and Ipsos. This, of course, is very slow, very inaccurate. Sometimes the people even don't go to the store, they just fill out the forms in a cafe, and they're not actionable. They don't give real-time reports. Now, Ceyhun will tell you how we solve these problems as Vispera.
Yes, a lot of the problems actually addressed by Aytul are visual problems. In order to be able to solve these problems, you need to first detect them, and they are visual. And normally, field agents go there and do this boring job by themselves. They can do it one time, two times over the day, they get exhausted. But what if we had an image recognition technology which can solve all these problems with automation? That's what we did as Vispera. It's easier said than done, actually, because it involves many dimensions, from shelf panorama reconstruction to shelf analysis, and recognizing every single product and localizing them across hundreds or even thousands of categories. It's a huge problem. But once you have this technology, then the whole implementation cycle is quite easy. We give the we give the field agent a mobile camera, or we can do it with fixed cameras as well. The pictures are taken, the shelf is captured with a handful of images. We run our image recognition service, and the customer enjoys a lot of KPIs from this single source of data. The good thing is the data produced is multidimensional, and that is one part where companies, our target companies, lack the data. They can track the data over the web, they can track the customer engagement, but the physical store is still the place where the data is inaccurate and lacking. And we do it in a very fast way. It's very reliable. We guarantee over 99% accuracy, and it's actionable. For the very basic thing, if a product is missing, it's an alert in our system, then the customer can get notified with this and solves the problem. It can be combined with a lot of other sources of data as well. So we saw this, this translates into cost reduction and also sales uplift. And briefly for the pricing model, it is priced per shelf meter, and there are some onboarding fees and some usage fees for mobile app and dashboard. We have seen this model working in with different customers. And one example is Carrefour Turkey. They didn't have any planogram last year, and they started using planograms with us, and they enjoyed an increase in the planogram compliance from 60% to 90%. Another example is the major confectionery producer in Turkey, now known as Pladis and the owner of Godiva. They didn't have any out-of-stock tracking mechanism in the stores. With us, now they implement this system over Turkey and with a perspective to enlarge it to across Europe and worldwide. And one last example is a challenging example technologically. We do this also in ice cream cabinets. This is a patent pending technology, and we deliver this service to Unilever Algida as well in Turkey to streamline their scoring operations. So for the last slide.
Our biggest strength is our expertise and our team. Let me go back actually in history. I've been a professor for over 25 years, and in 2006 I started a company called Vistec, and we received many national and international awards. We were selected to Deloitte Fast 50 fastest growing high-tech companies. And in 2009, a German company, Isra Vision, came to me asking to become a partner. Isra is #1 in Europe and #3 in the world in machine vision. We became partners, and in 2013, we exited. And together with Ceyhun, who was the R&D manager, we started Vispera. We already have a lot of traction with international customers, and we hope we have a great future.
Well done. Questions from our jurors?
What is the average return on investment of your solution for your clients?
One of our customers, Ülker, they were trying to find the ROI, and within a week they stopped because they said they saw the ROI immediately.
Another question from the audience? Yes.
Thank you for your presentation. Have you experienced your solution to other industries or fields? I think about fraud, for instance.
A priori, it can be applied to any sort of compact objects. Like there is a distinction between instance level recognition and category level recognition. This problem belongs to instance level recognition with additional complexity of analyzing a shelf. But we have a mobile app that we did for the fun of it. It can recognize products on the fly with a mobile camera as well. But we are thinking of productizing it in the future.
That's great. Well, why don't we have our marketer come join us, Anna Silva from Sonai.
Obrigada.
Well, actually, before you start,
Okay.
Today you're supposed to be on holiday, right?
Yeah, it's a public holiday. So today in Portugal, we're celebrating like our Freedom Day. So once we get out, probably lots of people will be around with the celebrations, yes.
And this is the end of the dictatorship in 1974.
Yes, very true.
The
A very
first-
peaceful ending.
I think the
so-
first ever, right?
Yeah, an
Not
important
Not a bullet
one.
or blood drop. Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you.
Let me just say that I think that the organization was spot on when they paired us together, and so much that you realize why. Actually, we run a research project inside a company with an image recognition research center and an IT company working on a prototype to do exactly this. So the first thing that I have to comment is you're really solving a business challenge. And I know that you are aware of that, but I just wanted to make this because all the time I was there nodding, yes, yes, yes. So Planogram Compliance is a pain. Out of stocks are really impacting supermarkets business. So well done for that. One question that I have is, so how do you identify the product on the shelf? Is it based on the image of the product itself or based on the shelf label that usually displays the price, for example?
As a matter of fact, it's based on the product packaging itself.
Okay.
But not just one example. It's a learning system.
Okay.
As we acquire more data, it becomes much faster and much accurate.
Okay.
So, but with the label, you cannot handle the complexity with the distance. You don't have enough resolution.
Yeah.
But if you have, like, it's a big data problem in the image domain as well. If you accumulate enough data for every single SKU, then
Okay.
you have a nice visual model that you can do many things.
Okay. One thing that we've learned from our experiment, from our prototype, was that depending on the store size and on the way that the product is displayed on the shelves, because on smaller stores, retailers tend to optimize space in a way that it's not efficient for then the visual recognition algorithm to work. So it needs a little bit of fine-tuning. But
Yes,
did you face this challenge?
That's pretty much relevant. But again, my answer to that is if you capture all these stores as well in the data
Okay.
collection, then
You solve it.
you solve a great part of your problem.
Okay.
But at the back end, you need to have really strong algorithms.
Okay. Thank you. Best of luck.
Currently,
Thank you,
actually,
Anna.
we're working with all categories pretty much
Okay.
in store, which is kind of unique
Yeah.
in our domain.
Very good. Congratulations and
Thank
best of
you
luck.
very much.
Thank you.